Alrighty, hey everyone, welcome to another Wildewitch RP live play TTRPG session. What is Wildewitch RP? It's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And today, we're playing D&D. This session features the Stygian Turn, a tense and terrifying story set in our very own Villanara campaign setting, where the cold northern city of Arlecchia is overrun by carnivorous undead. Will our heroes survive this apocalypse? Or will they be devoured and transformed into horrific monsters? With us at the table, we do have several incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes just before they are reuniting with the other survivors that they had broken away from. So why don't we get an introduction for Callus?
Hello, my name is Brent. I'll be playing Callus Darkwind. He is an Air Genasi rogue who is new to Arlecchia on assignment from his guild. He had spent some time scouring the city's taverns for sign of a contact and to keep a close eye on the guards and their movements. Since the outbreak started, he's nearly lost an arm and has since preferred staying as far away from the melee battle as he can. He's still on search for his contact Atlanta, and they've got some critical information for him that he needs.
Yeah. Next up for our introductions, why don't we get an introduction for Walk?
Hi, I'm Nix. I play Wack. He is a middle-aged goblin druid who runs a herbalism shop, who, since the outbreak, has kind of had to deal with everything the best he can, but thank God he was delivered his staff of the python, because he's fairly sure that's the one thing that's kept him from being bitten, and how long that will last, he's really not sure.
Fingers crossed that it lasts long enough. Next up for our introductions, let's get one for Scrungle.
Hey, I'm Shay, and I play Scrungle. She's a goblin barbarian who had a divine connection to the goddess of blight and beauty, until an unfortunate incident almost resulted in her death. Though, through her hearty constitution and sheer spite, Scrungle recovered stronger than ever, and with the ability to shift into a more bestial form during combat.
We love it. Let's get one for Zanilla. Oh, it seems you're muted.
Hi, I'm Radiant, and I play Zanilla, who is a grave cleric goblin. She grew up in Arlecchia as an orphan. When she came of age, she joined the church as an acolyte for the god Tizerian. She works as a healer who loves the garden.
Alrighty, and last but not least, we do have another figure, Anansi. It seems that our player for Anansi, Kelsey, is still away from microphone right now. But Anansi is a goblin rogue who is currently wondering where her father is. I can hear the "Where's my dad?" right now.
Where's my dad, Faye?
But with our introductions covered, yes, Max, you're here too. That's my assistant DM, Max. He will be in and out. If you see any gray or white on the screen, that's him. So, why don't we pick up where we left off. You have been doing quite a bit. Running about Arletja, now towards the Cathedral of the Divines, as it was rumored that may be a safe space. And you've arrived, mostly. You're on the estate grounds for it. You just need to get past the guards at the gate. But before you made your way over, you did spot a familiar face. One of the others from the group that you had parted from. You see the Sister Ajira. And you had made your way over. They had left with over a dozen figures. It's a risky group. You can see as you're carried over quietly, swiftly, through the open streets, that there are only 8 that have survived. Ajira, one of them. Luthi, the noble. None of her friends seem to have made it, just her. Menrin, the butcher, is present as well. You also see Lobin, who is the drunkard, the rumor monger, the one that told you of the riots down in the Penny. You see Vraga and Draga, the 2 sibling orcs. The ranking Timber Knight, Morwender Valentiari. Wolfrid is there as well. But that's all for you to see.
I'm gonna wave to them or try and get their attention our way if they haven't seen us yet.
Yeah, so as you had kind of covered some distance, you can wave and catch their eyes, and they move over. And you can see that there is fear and grief on their faces. Relief at seeing you all have made it. But the Cathedral of the Divines lies ahead.
How far are we from the door that we saw?
You have to go through the gates. So there's guards, and they're kind of behind the gates. So that way, if any of the shambling undead come forward, there's some defense.
Okay. And so how far are we from the gates then?
So I'd say that currently you're about 20-ish feet from the gates. But it's 20 feet of open space.
Right. And can we see any of the zombies from where we are hiding right now?
Roll for me a perception check.
9.
Zanilla, yeah, it's totally zombie-free here. There are a few shambling figures about. They don't seem to be terribly close, so if you are quiet, you might not draw their attention.
Okay. And we have one of the guard members with us, right? From the other team.
Yeah, technically you've got 2. Scrungle is a Timber Knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Once we get there, you two can talk and get us in, right?
I will say that you have, it's been a while since we've played, I know. You have the information that the Church of the Divines is sort of acting as a sanctuary. So it's not so much talking and getting in. It just would perhaps be making sure you're not a danger.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Should we go?
I think we need to go quietly because although there aren't a lot of the shambling undead here, there are some. So we're going to have to either go over really quietly, really sneaky like, or we need to cause a distraction to pull them away from us so we can get across.
Distraction's probably the best way for success, but it's also the most riskiest.
I'm trying to think what I can do that will cause a distraction. Let me have a little look in my bag.
Oh, I've got these kebab arrows.
Oh yeah. I think with all the tense atmosphere, I forgot about that. What do you think's the best course of action with that? Shoot it into a wall? Shoot it into one of them?
Yeah, I think into one of the zombies. That way, that takes out the one I hit, and then maybe several others.
Yeah, that sounds great. Game Master, I'm gonna go ahead and hold my amulet and do a silent prayer, and then I'm gonna use my channel divinity thing to, excuse me, get a spell slot back. Thank you for the amulet of the devout.
Okay. I mean, I could have thought of another way to use that channel divinity, but
I don't want to talk about it.
but you've got a spell slot back now. That's real great.
I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Can I recon that? Recon that?
I'll let you retcon it. I'll be nice today.
I gotta recon it.
Oh, I'm a little concerned because if Faye's being nice, there's something horrid to come.
Oh,
That's what I was
I know.
thinking.
Like I'm telling you, I'm prepared for the riot that's gonna happen.
Oh god.
Right, come on then. We're not getting any younger. Come on, Callus.
All right.
Shoot your kebab.
So I want to try and hit maybe small groups of them. Put one kebab in however many small groups there are.
So there's only like it's not like there's like a pockets of groups. There's really just like a few stragglers here that Walk has pointed out. But depending on what you're trying to do, you can get the kebab into another. Maybe that might be enough to trick their brains into attacking the others, or you can try and get it further away to give you guys some room to work with.
Yeah, just based on how things look, anything to get them moving in a direction where they can't see us.
Great. So what I want you to do, this is going to be using your long distance, so disadvantage on your shot.
Okay.
But go ahead and make the roll just to see how far you can get.
Should the normal to hit be subtracted since there's chunks of meat attached to the arrow too?
No, I think the disadvantage will be enough. I won't be that mean.
Okay. My maximum range goes up to 80 before I get disadvantage.
Right, so
I'm shooting further than that. Cool.
yeah. Because this is just to see how far you can kind of get it going.
That's a 9.
So, we'll say that with that, you get it about that 80 feet distance. You hear the thud of the arrow striking into something, and let me just roll something here. You watch as one of them sort of nose up in the air begins to follow the sort of line that your arrow went in. The other one that is standing nearby doesn't seem to notice, but further down where the other stragglers, they see one run and they begin to kind of make that horde. So you've lessened down most all of the numbers to one in this area that doesn't seem to have any attention on you.
Okay, so just one in our immediate path.
Well, it's not even in the immediate path. Like, the path is open, but you'll be out walking in the open, which means that this might have a visual on you if you don't do particularly well on stealth.
Okay.
Do we want to try and take that one out from range, or should we just try and sneaky?
If we try and take it out from range, then it might grab the attention of the others if we do badly.
True.
I think we just try and be sneaky. I mean, we're a bunch of goblins and an air genasi. How bad can it be?
Plus
Oh,
all these other
plus
people.
what? Yeah.
Zanilla's got her cleric stuff right up her sleeve. She plays this right. So, sorry, this is, cleric main coming out here. Like, it's my go-to class if I don't know what else to play.
Oh my god, love that for us.
So yeah, why don't we get stealth checks to make your way across the open space?
I'm stealthy as heck, mate.
The rogue. Oh.
And me with a disadvantage because of my armor. Rolled a 20 and a 19.
That's like why I'm so shocked. So.
But then again, it's bread, so.
It's too tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of you seem to be doing well. Until Callus.
Can I just give him my d20 thing because that roll because I didn't need it?
No.
Use it? Okay.
But this is why we've got a cleric here, and this is why we have channel divinities. Callus, your foot slips on a patch of ice. And in the effort to keep yourself standing, unfortunately, you do make a bit of noise. Not a lot to get all the shambling undead here, but that one that was fairly close by definitely turns. And
Do we see this?
you'd all see this.
Chill touch.
Do I use?
Chill Touch has a verbal component, yeah?
It does, but does it need to be a loud verbal component?
Verbal components are said with intention. That's why you have things like the Sorcerer's subtle spell. So it would be obvious that you are casting a spell.
Yeah, good point.
Sanilla, you've got a thinking face on.
Yeah, I'm like, do I do it now or later?
Do you do it now? This zombie's coming towards Callus. Either way.
How far? How far?
It is
How far?
right now. You are about maybe 10 feet from this thing. You are moving past an open space.
Wisdom saving throw DC 13, please, as I speak a prayer.
That's a failure. It begins running in the other direction as you turn this undead creature. And you all make a run for it to the doors. Your group is able to get in, past the guards, but not much further than just closing the gates. And, oh, thanks, Pantheon! You see the guards as they look over you. You need to wait right there. We have to do a full inspection before you can go anywhere.
Inspection.
Full inspection.
No, yeah, that's fine. Wack's gonna start undoing his cloak, taking off his armor, like everything.
Yeah. Um,
Everything.
the other guard that's on duty turns to Anansi. An inspection to make sure you aren't bait. We've got other people in here, not just you all. So, if I remember correctly, Callus, you were healed with healing magic for your bite, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. And you don't have any sort of visual remnants of that bite. So, the guards do a full inspection. Do any of you try to impede this or hide anything from them?
No, I'm as naked as possible.
I love it. Take an inspiration point, Walk.
Callus might have some things that he tries to
Mm.
shift between his hands.
There's definitely a little resistance from Anansi.
Okay. Callus, go ahead, roll me a sleight of hand check there.
Oh, another 11.
Hey, what's that you hiding there?
Just a little pick-me-up.
Roll a deception check, please. Alright, well, you keep that to yourself, alright?
Yeah.
Can't go
Save
spreading
it.
that around.
Save it for a rainy day, am I right?
And, you just
It's
kind
raining now.
but otherwise, seeing that none of you have any bites and none of the others have any bites, you are waved inside. You would be introduced to the surviving leadership of the cathedral, who are acting as the de facto governors for the few hundred survivors gathered here. The three notable figures are Father Aiden, who is Grand Bishop of Mainoli. He's sunken eyes, a sort of weathered exterior, and you would notice that there seems to be a very dwindling retinue of acolytes and attendants. 6 numbers, 6 in number, though those of you who are familiar with the church know that there were quite a bit more before this tragedy. At his side, immediately, are Brother Gothen and Mother Kveta. Gothen is a high priest of Bargamesh, green eyes, and a tall, friendly figure. Kveta is a more solemn, sympathetic figure. She is a priestess of Narvashka. You are welcomed. And you are motioned to join with the other survivors and to take some time to rest and recuperate. Go ahead, roll for me perception checks here.
My -1s.
Callus. And did Zanilla roll for perception?
Sorry, here we go.
No worries.
17.
So Kalish and Zanilla would notice some faces out in the crowd. There is Kian, who none of you quite know by name, except for Anansi. But you would have seen him with Anansi. He's here. Looks a little roughed up. Janilla, you also spot Windy Bumblebloom. You would know her as the gnomish proprietor of the gardening shop that is right next to Walks. She also was the aunt of Dufrin, the gnome that attacked you all after he had been bitten. And then Kalish. With a 14, you would spot Delana.
And
And Kalish spots Delana.
Anansi spots.
Anansi didn't, though. It was Zanilla and Kalish who spotted Kian. Can point it out. Kian, sorry. You can point it out.
Yeah, I point out people.
Anansi makes a beeline.
Callus is doing the same to Delana.
I would also say that all of you are able to spot all of you would spot that that Tully and his group are here. Tully was the male human brigade, the halfling, and Edrig, the Goliath mage. They were the ones that started the fight at the Rest in Resin. You would spot that they are... actually, no. Why don't we get either perception or insight checks as you spot them? Scrungle, they just seem as buffoonish as before.
Figures.
Yep. But Callus, Walk, and Zanilla, they're making inroads and conversation with Father Aiden's attendants. Particularly Tully. And very conspicuously making indications towards you all. But Anansi.
Yeah.
When you make your way over to Keon, firstly, there's relief at seeing him. But you would notice that he is missing one of his hands.
Why did you leave?
Things were happening.
What happened?
It was another figure. Didn't have the right. The air around him was similar to figures I've known in the past. Wanted to make sure that, with everything else happening, nothing worse.
Lucky that's all you lost.
He'll sit up and draw you into a hug with the good arm and hand and just hold you tight. I know. I know. Walk. Grungle, Zanilla, Callus, what are you guys doing here?
Callus is making his way to Delana.
Wak is looking to see if he can see his sister and nephew.
Yeah.
As well as keeping an eye on or making sure that someone's keeping an eye on Tully.
Yeah.
I'll probably be around Tully, just sort of trying to listen in, trying to act inconspicuous, just sort of being around.
So if Scrungle's doing that, I'm gonna try and find what's left of my family.
I'd say that Walk, you are able to find your sister and nephew. It takes a bit of time to find them, but they're here. Scrungle, can I get a performance check to be inconspicuous?
Yeah, it's a 17.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
So
proficient in performance.
no one seems to pick up on what you're doing. Go ahead, roll for me a perception check as well.
That's what I'm going to struggle with. 12?
They're speaking in hushed tones, so unfortunately you're not able to really pick up what they're saying. Just that there's conversation going on. If you wanted to get more, you'd probably have to get closer, which might make it a bit obvious.
Alright, lads, what he's talking about?
The attendant sort of startles and I'll go speak to them, father, and we'll head off. But Tully just kind of sneers at you and I'm not talking about your ugly mug.
Well, that was just rude.
They were rude before.
I'd be rude back.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just gonna
still rude.
smile.
After all of this, I figured we would have bonded somewhat.
Not with Tully, and these guys weren't part of the thing. They left before all of that.
Yeah, not with that group of bumholes.
That's the group that we bet up in the first session.
Oh!
Yeah. Still rude, but it wasn't unexpected. As they walk away, I just always great for a laugh. Just such great friends.
Can I go, is there like a triage area or anything? Where the people who need medical attentions are kept separately?
Not really. It seems that if you are a survivor, you're in one area. But I mean, you can sort of look around and find people who may need medical help. Like,
Yeah, I just kind of wander around and just do minor bandaging or things that need.
yeah. Why don't you roll me a medicine check on that?
I don't understand. I'm changing my dice.
I told you to do that last session.
I did.
I changed to the flesh dice. I hate myself for it.
I'm glad that you are self-aware on that fact. But yes, as you are moving around, maybe it's the state of shock. You're not performing up to task. It's not quite what you are used to handling. You're used to handling sickness, and not like this. Colds and flus and the things that come from that. What you're dealing with here is more akin to what could be found on a battlefield. Even the smaller things are... they're a lot. Walk.
Mhm.
You find your sister and your nephew. They are holding each other, and the moment that they see you, are brought in for a tight hug.
I don't. I hold them for a little longer than a hug would normally last. You didn't think I'd see you again, Yanks. Marker. Are you okay?
I'll never complain about the shop again, I swears.
Well, as long as you lock the door on the way out, eh?
I'll remember it for sure.
Did you remember before he left?
Well, probably not. He's a terrible apprentice.
Yeah, terrible apprentice, but
He's really old.
this is I think this is an extenuating circumstance.
Yeah.
Uh,
What did you... How did you get here?
well, I went to the shop to find you, and it was... I was lucky that I was able to get there in time, but we ran. As soon as the bells was going off, we came here.
Hey. It's the smartest thing you've ever done, both of you. He was just hoping we can get to the other side, eh?
Both of them nod.
Because I'm not going to lie, this doesn't look too good out there.
What's been happening? They've been stuck inside. They don't want us near the windows or anything.
Probably better you don't know. But, maybe a virus? No, do I know what a virus is? No, probably not. Some kind of sickness? Maybe. People are biting, attacking each other. It's horrible. I want you both to promise me you will stay in here.
You can see the looks of shock and horror on their faces as both of them nod. This is entirely different than what they may have been expecting.
I need you to know how serious this is. You need each other. And I need you two to be okay.
What about you?
Oh, I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve, and if I can stay here, I will.
Brings
I'll be
some...
back. Sorry, what did you say?
I would say that you could see that it brings some comfort to their faces, as you say that.
I'll be back. I'm just gonna check on some other friends. And then I'm gonna go over to the largest group of the other four.
Yeah. And
Or if they're all separate, I'll I'll go to Zanilla.
Okay. Easy enough to find Zanilla. I'm assuming Sprungle would probably end up wandering in that area as well. But it is right as you guys are seeing with Delana, for Callus, all of you would kind of spot this. There is a bit of a situation, a sort of uneasy watch as Timber Knights are hauling a very disheveled wood elf into the tombs below the cathedral.
Do we recognise them?
Walk, go ahead and make for me a history check, because you might recognize them. With a 14, you've seen him before, out when you were gathering materials for your shop. He's a hermit that lives outside of Arlecchia, but you don't know him personally.
Okay.
But anyone who wants to, ask people nearby about this situation can roll for me a investigation check.
Yeah, I think I would.
I'm gonna ask the Timber Knights directly.
Okay. I will say that will get Scrungle an answer, Anansi gets an answer, and Walk gets an answer. For Zanilla and Callus, it is all that you guys really kind of get is that this figure, unkempt, he's looking at anyone, particularly at you guys, since you guys kind of can hold his eyes. Everyone else just looks away with this look of pleading. He's not saying anything, but he's communicating, at least through a visual, for aid. And that's what Callus and Zanilla end up getting. But for Anansi, Walk, and Scrungle, either the Timber Knights or the witnesses will report much the same in their own words, that the priests are on the lookout. Anyone who's practicing magic unsanctioned by the church, including the primal magics and even some arcane, are being rounded up and brought down.
I'm very uncomfortable.
So, Callus, you make it over to Delana. And he looks at you. Good, good. You made it.
Yeah, we both might have been in trouble if we couldn't have this talk.
Right. I'll tell you what. It seems that there may be some favor in it for you. That the gods might be shining some light in this dismal circumstance. There's no confirmation yet, but I've got it on good faith that your target is in this cathedral.
You don't say.
I'll give you some of the details, but I'll find out for sure. Ask around, make sure people have seen the sod.
Very good. make haste. There's no telling how stable this situation will be and for how long.
He nods. Delana then will give you the name. It's Elandriel Sunweaver. He is a high elf merchant. And but that is what you have, and a basic, visual. But since you have this information, Delana's going to break away, and you can see that he talks to other survivors, probably trying to use his network to, figure out if Elandriel is here.
Okay, I'll disengage as well and kind of get interested in what's going on with this wood elf and see if I can find any of my friends.
Okay. So, as you do find your friends, you all kind of get back together here. You would see that Luthi is nearby Windy Bramblebloom, who you recognize. She's your neighbor for the storefront. And yeah, she's a Luthi's looking at her hands. She seems contemplative. Windy is both grief-stricken and determined. Go ahead, roll for me insight checks.
Oh, I have gone off of the character page by mistake.
Oh no!
I got distracted.
Scrungle, a lot of bad things are happening. Of course, people are going to have a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Walk much the same. You're a little bit concerned about the fact that people are being rounded up for practicing unsanctioned magic, and you know that you practice unsanctioned magic. But for Callus and Anansi, it seems that perhaps maybe Windy has just been told of what happened with Dufresne. So, what do you all do as you come back together?
I'm gonna say that he was a wood elf, wasn't he? The guy taken into the what's it?
Yeah.
I know that wood elf. Yeah. He lives out in the forest. So Lily, you might remember it. Sometimes when we went out picking herbs, and sometimes when I went out into the forest training, he was there. He knows. He knows all about my magic. Though that worries me a bit. I didn't mean to roll that. I just hit my keyboard.
No worries.
If I get taken, I won't say nothing about you guys. But we gotta be careful.
Maybe keep the magic to a minimum of 0 while we're here.
It also seems like it could be a while that we're here.
At this point, well, let me actually do my PM privileges first before I say anything. Stygian Turn. At this point, Callus and Zanilla would spot this. It is a petite, silvery white ferret that runs through the crowds and will pull on Zanilla's skirts and tabards, trying to get your attention.
Hello? Hi.
You can see as this ferret looks up at you that there is a glimmer, a gleam in her eyes that speaks of either some heightened intelligence or magical imbuement. And she stands on back hind legs and with her front paws sort of makes a motion of taking and then eating. Roll for me a insight check, Zanilla, or anyone here, because you all see this now. Scrungle is very much the Finding Nemo. He's trying to tell me something. I just know it. Anansi is much the same, as is Callus. Walk
Weird animal.
with a 12, and then what is Zanilla's insight? Walk. It
Yes.
seems like this creature would like to be given food.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach into my bag slash pocket slash storage device and pull out some like cheese from my rations pack and kind of hold it in my palm, you know, kind of like almost behind me. I can stand up and do it. Like kind of so that it's behind me like this. So
Yeah.
like my face is looking this way and talking and kind of trying to sneak it to behind me.
Yeah, so the creature will take the cheese. You can feel where it does so. And you will watch kind of where it runs back. And then a few minutes later it comes back and makes the same gesture.
Are there any side rooms, quiet places, anything like that in the cathedral?
I'd say yeah, there are.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of motion for it to follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and find like a room that I can go into and shut the door.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals as a ritual.
Okay. And we'll find out what this animal has to say after our ad break. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue our story. But before we head out, I ask that you let the ads run. They're very important to us here at Wildewitch RP. But if you want to directly support us, you can always do so at my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and in our chat rooms. These donations not just support us at Wildewitch RP, they also unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. You can find a full list of our donation perks on our Discord, so stick tight. We'll be right back. And we are back. And we are returning as Walk. You have a ferret closed in a room where you can cast a spell in private. And you do. And as the spell goes off, you are now able to communicate with animals and understand what they say back.
Oi,
Hello.
here. Look, have some food. I'm gonna put like a little pile on the floor.
Thank you, but it's not me that needs it.
Who is?
It's my sir, you see? My name's Glimmerthorn, and Lyriondon. He's in a bad state. He's not eating much. No one's bringing him food downstairs. It's all dark, and there are other people, and it's not nice, and he doesn't deserve to be down there.
Oh, how many are down there? How many people?
I'm not too sure. The numbers aren't... I'm not good at them. That's Lyriondon. He can do that. But it's a lot of smells, and I just need to make sure that he's eating. No one else looks after him like I do.
Well, you sound like you are a very good friend. Here. I'm gonna hope that I have a handkerchief of some kind, or a scrap of material that I can rip off of something.
I'll say that.
I'm gonna make a little bundle of, like, I'm gonna put the food that's on the floor in the little bundle, and tie a knot in the top, and put that down and say, look, maybe you can drag this down. That'll take a bit more than maybe your little hands can carry.
You see Glimmerthorn nod and put her mouth and test the knot strength, and thank you, very nice, and she scampers off.
Oh, okay.
Now this spell, I believe, lasts for 10 minutes, so
It does.
yeah. So she comes back. Still,
Yep.
because you've already cast the spell. It just lasts now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So you watch as she kind of pulls it from underneath the door. And do you stay in the room or do you return to your companions?
I'm gonna go out to my companions and kind of whisper that I found a quiet room that we can be a bit more private in. And kind of gesture them, like, ask them to come in this kind of direction, because there might be conversations we want to have in private.
Okay, so do you all follow Walk as he has brought you awareness to this sort of private room?
It's very hesitant, but yeah.
We can just, even if we are just near a boyet, then at least if we need it, we can go in. I spoke to a friend, a new friend of ours, very obviously, having been here a while, they were quite hungry. They say that those downstairs are malnourished and in a bad way.
Do we know why he's down there?
Yes.
Did I miss that?
Anansi, Scrungle, and Walked you. Callus and Zanilla did not get that information. The people that are being downstairs are being held because they are practitioners of unsanctioned magic. So those are the primal magics and some of the arcane arts. Anything that's basically not churchly magic is.
Right. Okay.
What exactly are you suggesting here?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm suggesting that the wisest thing is always to have as much information as possible.
Okay. I can get behind that. Now I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything. But we
No,
can't compromise this safety that we have here.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm just making you aware of what I've found out.
There might
If
be
our friend comes back and I have a chance to speak with them some more, if you could perhaps just make sure I'm not disturbed. If you catch my drift.
I get you.
Because the last thing I want is to be down there.
I don't think we want that either.
Roll for me perception checks, please.
it's getting lower.
Damn
Yeah.
it, Scrungle. It's because you're using the wet dice.
You're a wet dice.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Anansi, Callus, and Zanilla would spot the silver white fur zooming through the crowd. Not quite running too quickly, but definitely it seems bounding with either energy or intention. This is the one that Walk had been speaking with before, the one that you had seen before. You currently see where this creature is making those miming motions towards Luthi, still holding the sort of pack in its mouth that was crafted from the makeshift we'll say that you had a handkerchief. Well, it makes sense for you, because if you've got, like, toxic mushrooms that you need to not touch them with your hands, I'd say a handkerchief makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see the sort of bundle there, and Luthi looking confused as the creature sort of catches your group and will rush over. Just see Glimmerthorn now again.
I'm going to say in common, shoo, shoo, vermin, get away.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of look at that side room.
Give me a performance check. I'm going to make this.
I'm
Wait, no,
terrible.
that's a thing where we can. Oh wait, no, that's a different character. Never mind.
Yeah.
You smell nice, but now you're saying weird things. And Glimmerthorn, that's what you hear, Walk, because of the spell. The rest of you just hear squeaks. And then the creature's going to move off.
And then I'm going to say as if I'm talking to the others, sorry, what was that you needed to tell me? I really want to hear what you've got to say.
Roll a persuasion check.
But I'm not charismatic.
Glimmerthorn apparently believes that you are talking to the others, and goes around trying to beg from other survivors.
That was pretty mean one.
I don't want people to know I can talk to fudging animals.
I get that. I totally get it. But, like, people talk to animals normally.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of forgot that.
I feel like that could have gone differently.
I didn't see you getting any food out to give it, or being nice either.
I have my own things that I need to worry about. A rat's not my problem.
It's a ferret.
Is that what it is?
It was a weird looking dog. One of those crusty chihuahuas.
Well, it could have been, yeah. I don't know.
You would notice Zanilla and Callus at least do. In your sort of downtime resting, Luffy sneaking her way into the catacombs with a satchel of food.
Which was Luffy?
She was the, like the noble, she's the only noble that survived from your group, but, she was the one that was...
Oh, I thought she was one of the bumhole group, which is why I was...
Brigade.
She looked at me.
Yeah, Brigade is the one from the assholes. Luffy was also not perhaps the best. She's a very prissy elven noble's daughter. Second daughter of House Madrosil, a wealthy land-owning family of elves, and was the courted of Galandren, the human that was eaten by the back door of the Rest and Resin when he tried to run.
Hmm. Oh, well, I didn't see her anyway.
Yeah. But Callus and Zanilla would spot where she kind of looks around, making sure no one else sees her going down there, and she's got a satchel of what looks to be food. And while you all are able to take a short rest, but before you are able to complete a long rest, we are going to have our view shift for a moment. Following Luffy down into the dark is she will find the wood elven druid. Around his foot is a very concerned white and silver furred ferret, trying to get him to eat. And as Luffy looks over the strange tattoos exposed on his body, images of skulls and bones, those of animals. She hands over the satchel. But what none of you see, and what Luffy definitely does not see, was the trail that followed her. A skilled halfling in the forms of stealth, Brigade scurries off to inform Tully and Edred and the guards of what she's seen. You all, in the middle of trying to rest, trying to put this night and day away. Again, you can complete your short rest. You can roll any hit dice you might like. And if you regain any sort of abilities on your short rest, they are refreshed. Are summoned. Ooh, that's rough, Callus.
Before I... No, that's not going to work. I don't care about that. It's fine, ignore me.
You are summoned by the Grand Bishop Aiden. And very quickly, he goes into talk of your work, what you are expected, and that everyone within the cathedral must work together to ensure that the group can survive, and that your efforts will be to venture out and gather resources for the survivors here. Anyone who would like to roll for me either perception, insight, or survival may do so here. So, Wok and Anansi, you notice Tully and his crew standing off to the side. They've got this devious smirk across their faces as they chat with two of the bishop's acolytes. Zanilla,
I'm sorry, guys. Can I be AFK for just a couple of minutes? I got some.
yeah, if you need to go AFK, that's totally fine.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes. Thank you.
All right. So, Scrungle with a 6, you know that there is, there's definitely danger as part of this group, this mission, but, I mean, how much more danger could it be?
I don't understand why they're sending us particularly. I mean, it's not as if we look particularly martial. I mean, Scrungle, maybe, yeah. But surely they are. I mean, I'm not against doing this, but why us? There are more armored, stronger, younger people, certainly than me.
Maybe they got reports from some other witnesses on how well we handled ourselves.
Well, that's a very nice way to think of it, but it's also a very nice way to get rid of people you think are a problem.
I don't think that's a great way to look at it. They were
Mine
nice
or
of us.
his?
I'm just saying, they let us in here. Your family's here, so is mine.
Yeah.
They're safe. And if we can help keep them safe, keep them healthy and comfortable, then we should.
Yes. Just
I don't know if there was a question of whether or not this was going to happen or not.
not for me. I will absolutely do anything to keep my family safe, but I don't know. Sometimes in our lecture, it's difficult to trust people. I've lived here my whole life, and I've had to keep a lot of secrets.
At this point, you would notice a figure coming towards you. You would recognize it as Brother Gothin. You are the ones to be set out to get the supplies, yes? Of course,
So it would seem.
Of course, I pray the divines look over you during this perilous travel, and you can see that he gives a gesture to... It's not Magnolia. Bogramish. You can see the icon that he wears as a amulet around him. There is a part of supplies. It was lost during a very early attempted evacuation. As witnesses and survivors say, it is just at the church market court, a few blocks away from here.
Just a few blocks, huh?
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at what captions captured.
Oh, I'm just screenshotting it.
Whitney Houston Survivor Series.
Oh yeah.
Is that the next money campaign?
It can be. Um, it's but yes, Brother Gothan nods. Not far. But no less dangerous in these times, it seems.
All potions of healing and things like that, they're a thing that aren't illegal here?
They are dubiously accepted. So it really depends on where it comes from. If it's a potion of healing that's made by the church, yeah, totally fine. Potion of healing made in your own home laboratory, a little on the iffy side. So, most other magic that's here,
Yeah.
if it's...
I just didn't want to be arrested for asking him if
Yeah,
they have anything they can give us to help.
right. So, yeah, totally. Now, it might be a bit of a challenge, if you're asking certain people, but, what are you guys doing?
He just told us about the card. He didn't tell us like where it's at or anything.
He said that the way that they know it's at a nearby church market court,
Okay,
which is a few blocks away.
gotcha. Uh, in these times, a few blocks might as well be, the next town over.
Halfway to Cindervale.
Yeah.
Do you
Um,
have any information about what we might encounter in those blocks?
Or
Brother?
maybe something that you can give us to help us along if we get into a tight spot.
Roll a persuasion check.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, I didn't say it because I am not charismatic.
As you speak, the brother Gothrin, or Gothin, his eyes sort of become a bit sadder. This is the best that I can offer. The Bishop Aiden is keeping close to the available resources for the good of the community gathered here. That I am aware. But I could not stand by and see people carted off to uncertainty.
Hmm.
If you had to search all of Arletria for supplies, I thought it a kindness to alert you of those that I know to be close.
We'll certainly do our best to get it back.
As you are making your way, well, before we do that, are there any last minute preparations you try to do before you head out? Then as you are...
I mean, I was just holding to make sure that nobody else did, but I would stop and check in with Kaya before leaving.
He's doing as well as he was before.
Mm.
He's managing when, you have to do a on-the-field amputation
Sure.
for reasons.
It's like very quick. I got something I gotta handle, but then we're figuring a way out of this. We're leaving.
I'm sure you think. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Um,
I hate you so much.
It's pretty rude.
I hate you so much.
well, I mean, I was thinking I was gonna get more hate for only allowing a short rest, but it's okay. But yeah, you guys are making your way out, and as you are doing so, Callus, there's a figure by the front door on your way out. Small in stature, a familiar figure, and he just gives you a nod, one of self-assurance. Roll an insight check here.
16.
Callus, your mark is here. Walk, with your insight check, there's a conversation that's happening without words, between Callus and this figure at the door. You don't quite know the details between them, but there's definitely something happening.
Oh.
I hadn't noticed the interaction,
I'd say so, yeah.
and I've seen interactions like that before in the past.
Of a sort.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep that to myself.
Okay.
I'm just observing. I'm not gonna.
Yep, totally fine.
Yeah, Callus, as soon as he catches that, he doesn't look at that direction anymore.
Okay.
Just enough to clock it.
Just enough to clock it. As you are able to start out, you are having to get 3 blocks, about 1,000 feet. And you can see that whether it was the kebab arrow before or something else, that there are more zombies out on the grounds. Not hoarded. It's not... There's still room to move, but you might want to perhaps get a little creative with how you navigate the streets of Arlecha if you wish to remain out of a fight. So, what do you do, survivors?
In our interactions with the undead that we've had so far, does it seem logical to think that they're attracted to light?
They seem to be more attracted to by scent and hearing rather than by sight.
Gotcha.
From your interactions. Now, that's not to say they might not be attracted by light, but more often than not, it's based on hearing and smelling.
Got it.
We'd like cover ourselves in, zombie guts. Go full Walking Dead on this thing.
We could
I
throw
mean,
something in the opposite direction, make a ruckus.
We could do both.
We could do both.
We've got to come back the same way, right? Potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe we should clear as we go.
If we clear while we're covered in guts, the zombies still gonna attack us thinking that zombies are attacking each other? I don't know how far zombie intellect goes, or, friendly fire mechanics.
yeah, no idea.
Roll for me history or insight.
Where's my character sheet?
I'm rolling absolute poop today.
Not bad for me.
Anansi, you don't recall zombies attacking the other zombies, so not quite sure. But Callus, Scrungle, you also don't recall, but you've also seen them go after creatures that were covered in filth. Because you passed through, I believe, the Penny, which is the lower areas where there was rioting, and the bodies there were torn up. So, what comes to your mind, Callus, Scrungle, is that this may work as a frontline deterrent, but if they get past that and can smell or taste the fact that you are food to them, it may not that may override the fact that you smell like them.
Not sure it's worth the risk.
What if we just try everything? So throw something in the other direction for a distraction, fight as we go, and in the process we'll probably get covered in zombie guts anyways.
That's fair.
Give it a go.
So for the sake of the time, because I'm looking at where we're at right now, we're gonna make this a little bit more of a skill challenge and treat it very narratively. You're taking down zombies as you go. So whoever would like to throw the distraction, I'm going to ask for a deception check, is what I'm going to make that.
Oh.
Yep.
Roll credits, by the way.
That would have happened before with Callus.
Me.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. I'm not very deceptive.
12 deception, I'll keep that in mind. And for fighting through the zombies as you make your way towards the courtyard. I'm going to say make for a either strength or dexterity check. If you'd be doing melee, and then whatever your spell casting ability, you'd be using magic. And if you are using magic, do recall that spell slots are not a infinite resource. Cantrips are, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Both my spellcasting and my fighting are the same number.
Okay.
So I'm gonna a little bit cantrip, a little bit quarterstaff.
Beautiful, beautiful. Callus, Anansi.
Nice.
Not doing great.
Oh, that's a save. It's a check. So, Zanilla and Anansi are not doing the best here. You guys are cutting through the zombies that are proving to be an issue. Whether it is through blade or bludgeon. And finally, I'm going to ask for a survival check. Ooh.
Bad.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Ah. Anansi,
Yep.
there's a moment you are covered in zombie guts. When another one passes by you, you can see it sniffing the air around you. Its teeth exposed. And this close, you can see that its lips have actually been removed, chewed off. You can feel not quite a breath, but a hunger. but it seems not to notice and passes by moments after. And you all can make it to the marketplace with not so many or so close of calls as what Anansi just had. The market court is in complete disarray. This must have been busy before the outbreak, because there is a terrifying amount of carnage. Hundreds of dead, mutilated bodies, and numerous of the shambling undead that wander the area. Roll for me investigation or perception checks, please. Anansi,
Yeah.
you're a little hyper-aware since that last interaction.
Mm-hmm.
It is you and Calais who spot the string of carts, part of the caravan trying to escape the Court of Divines.
Nancy will snap her fingers and point in that direction.
Callus will nod and kind of make sure everyone has their attention over to us.
Yeah, paying attention.
Your group begins to move. Calais. With a 23, you would be the first to notice them. You're about halfway towards the cart when you see movement in a small storefront. Survivors. You all would notice them. There are 4 dock laborers, thick figures that seem to be a little concerned. They're looking down at something. You can't quite see it through the carnage here. Through the shop front, you'd have to get closer to see what they're concerned about, but you can see their face. You'd also notice near the door 2 lumbering half-ogre figures. They seem more ruffian, more mercenary.
Do you tell us about that, Callus?
Yeah, I'd let everyone know that there's people in there, but I'd probably want to try and get a better look at what they're looking down on.
As you get closer, you'd be able to see that there are more people in this storefront as you get closer to one of the windows. You see 2 gnomes, their 3 children they're trying to keep contained, and a human man, older, wounded. Roll for me either insight, investigation, or medicine. Walk. The man, obviously in his worst condition, seems to be wearing the garb of a surgeon, but has a long piece of metal stuck in his abdomen. He will almost certainly die soon.
He's not long for this world.
Yeah, I have some juice left. If you guys if we can take out the pike, maybe I can go ahead and do close that wound with my magic.
We have our own job.
We
He's
we
on his
can.
way out. This is too risky.
There's children in there. I'm
And
not
they're
leaving them.
safe.
Actually, I'm going to ask for you guys to roll for me insight checks here. Because now that you're a bit closer, you can hear what's kind of going on.
Oh boy.
Everyone except for Scrungle. You can hear the half-ogre twins, these ruffian figures. They are brutish. They're being very sort of direct, and almost seems like they're trying to almost seems like they're trying to extort the figures here. And it sounds that the two of them are putting together a plan that will almost certainly save it themselves and risk the others. Of course, they're not selling it like that, but overhearing it, they're kind of putting two and two together. They care about themselves, whatever coin that they could possibly make.
Is there enough space on the cart that we're going to be taking to get those people on it with us?
Potentially. They are gnomes, they're small. Dock laborers are a little bit larger, but may be able to keep up.
If we pick a fight here, we risk drawing the attention of the undead, and then we're all done for.
They could help push and we could cover them. Everybody
You
needs to
don't
do
have
what's
to get
right.
involved, but I am. If I'm not leaving children here to die, you take the carts and go back if you must, but I'm not leaving here until they do.
We can just pop them on the cart. They're young gnomes, very small.
We
Yeah.
haven't even gotten to the cart yet to see what kind of room we have.
Right, let's get the cart first.
But that like a person that's hurt, that we may not have enough time. Oh boy, I don't. Grungle, what do we do? What do we do?
It's oh, not like there's a right answer to any of this. I think completing the mission as it is, and then try and save as many people in the progress.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to do anything if we put the weight of these people's lives on our backs. It's do what we can.
Okay.
I'm going to... because things are happening in motion. As you guys are making your way over to the carts, you've not interacted with any of the figures here. We're going to do a group a group initiative roll. So each of you will roll initiative. I'll take the median, the mean, because time is a commodity. Ooh, that was a tense number. You all can get to the cards. Nothing seems to happen currently. But as you are here, you have a bit of time. Roll for me stealth or investigations.
Oh man.
The nat 20 on the flesh dice is weird.
The carts, as you look through one by one, have already been looted. It is only in the last cart that you see that there's a scroll case from a shop called Zelosek's Mystical Wares. The case contains a scroll of Hero's Feast, 5 scrolls of Create Food and Water, a scroll of Fog Cloud, a scroll of Tidal Wave, and a coin purse with 900 gold, 155 silver, and 332 copper.
Can't believe that has been looted. Yay, GM.
Well, I mean, in a place where magic is outlawed, do you want to be opening up a thing called Mystical Wares?
True.
So. It's at this point, however, as you are looking over, that you hear a loud commotion coming back from where you had seen the ruffians and the other survivors. Calling the attention of the undead to that location.
For goodness sake.
What do you do, survivors?
I quickly grab all the bunch of the scrolls and just stick it in my back.
Okay.
I haven't grabbed the gold and the silver and coppers though. If I don't know
No,
if you guys
that's
want
all in the same case. So if you're grabbing
same
one,
case.
you're grabbing all.
to grab them all.
Okay.
How many undead figures?
And how far?
I'm glad you got that, Nyx. Because I saw it and I couldn't grab it. But I'll tell you what sort of undead you're looking at after our next ad break. So, stick tight. We will be right back to continue our story. But before we head out, I ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us here at Wildewitch RP. They keep our games affordable. But if you want to directly support us, you can do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and in our chat rooms. These donations help to provide your GM their much needed caffeine. But stick around. We'll be right back to continue our story. All right. Oh. I needed to go back where the cameras were. There we are. So, we are back in action. And there are about a dozen zombies in the immediate area heading towards the survivors. But in that same moment, roll for me perception checks.
Nope.
Anansi, no.
What do you want from me?
Walk, no.
Wok and Anansi, your eyes are glued onto the situation that is developing near where the survivors were. But Zanilla, Scrungle, Callus, you hear a mumbling voice that comes from a nearby sewer grate.
Callus will look over.
Can you make out what it says?
Well, you'd have to get a little bit closer. But Callus,
Yeah,
as,
I'll do so.
as you move, you discover that there is a lone surviving guard from here, a timber knight, just holed up beneath the drain and mumbling to himself. Left his soul wood for the pyre, kindling for the blaze. Out of the pan into the fire. No people, just chopped wood.
Who left you?
Roll a persuasion check. And he just repeats it. They left a soul, they left a soul. Kindling for the blaze. You guys would notice that Callus is having a conversation with someone else.
Yeah, I go over and goes, come on, get out of there. We're leaving.
Out of the pan, into the fire. No people here, chopped wood, chopped.
Be getting louder.
No. I might be speaking louder so that way you can understand what I'm saying, but
No,
he's
that's
not.
okay. That's okay. Let me know if he does.
Yeah.
Is
Are
it
they
something
on-
where we can grab him and pull him out?
That might cause him to scream if he's not expecting it. He's not in a state that one might call sane. You might be able to talk to him. Callus seemed to be getting somewhere, like he's responding to Callus but saying those same words.
I go ahead and touch Callus on his shoulder and I cast guidance on him.
Callus, you feel imbued with some supernatural ability.
Can I punch him in the face and like grab his collar and tell him to get himself together?
Roll me an intimidation.
Guidance is, oh, no, it doesn't matter.
You can still add the d4.
That's a 9.
You seem to get something through him. He's not talking, but there might be more, like, you might have moved him out of his shock, as he's kind of dazed looking around.
Come on out of there, it's safe.
No. No, it's not safe. Nowhere's safe. No, nowhere's safe.
Who left you behind? Ask him who left you behind. I do guidance
That's the first
again.
thing I asked him.
Persuasion check.
Oh my god.
You have guidance. Princes! The merchant princes! The guards and those that survived, they left. They have already escaped the city. The gates are sealed on every wall. And fire, holy fire, is meant to burn the city down.
The gates are sealed.
We're all kindling for the blaze. They'll all be burned.
The whole city?
The merchant guild set this up?
The princes, all that survived, and the knights, and anyone. If you're here in the city now, you are a dead man walking. If not now, when the fire rains.
Okay, come with us. You need to talk to Brother Tucker.
Brother
Aiden?
Aiden. Oh, Brother
Aiden.
Gothen?
So it's Bishop Aiden, Brother Gothin, and Mother Kveta.
Oh yeah, Bishop Aiden. You need to tell that to Bishop Aiden. Come with us. Please. I cast guidance on Callus again. This should be like BG3 where it lasts for 10 turns.
Well, I mean, it technically does, but it's your next roll within that minute, instead of just being a minute.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'm just
we'll
gonna
take you
keep
to a
on
safe place.
touching him.
We'll take you to a safe place.
As you are pulling this figure from the grate, talking of making back to the cathedral to warn the others.
What's happening with the ruffian?
Well, you don't see the ruffians, but you do see the horde of zombies. That whatever was in the shop no longer holds their attention. But they are looking at you.
Yeah. We gotta go. We gotta go. Are the survivors, have they made it onto the cart? Any of the
We
carts?
never
How many
talked to
carts?
them.
You never talked
You
to the
never talked-
survivors.
I'm sorry, I was AFK at that point.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, we went
So
to get
we-
the cart first.
gotcha. So how far are the survivors from the carts?
They are where the zombie horde is no longer interested in whatever the was in.
Oh, gotcha. We need to get the survivors onto the carts, but the carts are right by the zombies, and there are a dozen of them?
No. So
No, the horde is by the survivors. If they are indeed surviving any longer.
So what it was is you saw the survivors on your way towards the carts. You stopped and had
Okay.
a brief conversation, but you
Yeah.
decided you were going to go to the carts first, bring them back.
Yeah.
While
Yeah.
that was happening, there was an insight roll made during your brief moment of
Right.
the two mercenaries, the
Yep.
ogres, were going to
Yep.
try and do something that would put the others at risk and save their own hides.
Assholes. Oh,
Wow.
That's you're in a scenario where brutality is commonplace.
yeah. It's like if everybody fend for themselves. Okay, can we get on the carts or pull the carts over to the survivors?
There are
Meet
zombies in
halfway?
the way. No, there are zombies in between us. It's either
Okay.
we get out or we
And
fight.
there's really no reason to have the carts since they're all empty. So if you want to drag the carts, sure, that's going to be extra
No.
effort though.
No. I'm sorry, I missed a lot. Okay. I'd look to Scrungle, my best friend, for leadership and direction. Tell me what to do.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys what to do because the
Okay,
horde of
yeah.
zombies is coming towards you. There is
Okay.
no... Whatever was
Oh.
there, it does not have their attention.
Why don't we run, lead them away from the survivors?
Oh my gosh.
That's
They're
going
coming
to...
to us.
That's going to put you away from the cathedral, so it would take longer for you to get to the cathedral, more energy. And you might run into
Right.
other...
We have to fight, right?
We need to fight our way through. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. We
Right.
need to get through them.
Fine.
Can't
Wriggle
do
time.
both.
Okay, we're going to roll initiatives then.
I love it. I've never. I missed
Oh!
Wriggle time. I really did.
Natural 20 and Unsi.
It's not.
I-
Hey, no. Let's not bring attention away from Wriggle time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That
Wriggle
is the most
time!
important thing happening right now.
I have also missed Wriggle time. I swear I pressed initiative wrong.
Is there a Snoop Dogg song that called Wiggle Wiggle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know why it popped into my head.
because it sounds like Wriggle.
Yeah, it's
Actually, I think it's Jason Derulo.
I have no idea who that is.
It's another man.
Show me what you
If it's
do.
after
Yeah, that's
2015,
Jason
I have no
Derulo.
idea.
It's Jason Derulo, and it's his it's the one where he's talking about all the chicks from around the world.
Yeah.
Passport or something.
Yeah, something about that.
Lipstick stains on my passport.
Yeah.
And play Fat Butt. I didn't get that one in time.
Jason Derulo.
Talk Dirty by Jason Derulo.
There
Sorry.
it is.
Been around the world, don't speak the language. But your booty don't
be right.
need explaining.
Yeah.
Be right.
So,
Unfortunately, that is not the trigger
No.
word for my
Yeah.
stuff in the Python.
There's
But
another
it-
one though. It's wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is. I can't do
There
that
it
one.
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wrong one.
Let's get back into combat. So it'll be Anansi first, and then after that we've got Callus, the zombie horde. Between Scrungle and Zanilla, who has the higher modifier?
Mine is 2.
So,
I need a rollsies then.
Oh, sorry. Can she just go for me? Roll low. You mother.
And then what was Walk's roll for initiative?
22, I think.
Oh, then you'll be before Callus. Alright.
Uh,
No worries.
I think it doesn't seem to have come up on the what's it though.
Yeah, you might need to refresh. It happens sometimes, but that's totally fine. So Zanilla and Scrungle. So, walk, and that means wriggle as well. Cool. Anansi, first to act.
Okay. As far as I know, goal is to make it through the horde to the other side and get out of here. So I'll run towards first one that I come in contact with. We'll do some stabs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. An 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
It's 4 piercing.
Okay.
Bonus action, a 14.
14 will hit.
For 7 piercing.
Alright. 11 is not enough to down the zombie, but for your goal of staggering it and getting away,
Yep.
it is enough. You have it to where it's a little dazed and you can move past.
Great.
Walk. Wriggle is out. Your giant python. What would you like
Yep.
to do?
How far am I away from this zombie horde?
We'll say that you guys at start of combat, you guys are 15 feet from the start of the horde.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I feel going towards them is a terrible idea, but screw it. I'm gonna go towards them, and then I'm gonna cast a first level thunder wave.
Okay. And that is a con save?
It is a con save, so as many as I can get in the shape from me. 15-foot cube.
And what's your spell save DC?
13.
They fail with a 4.
Yeah. So they take 10 thunder damage and are pushed, I believe.
I will say, for for thematic reasons, because they're all kind of clumped in together. Instead of just being pushed back, the force is enough that it knocks them prone as they stumble over each other, giving you guys an opportunity to run here. Callus or Zanilla. So we're gonna hold on your initiative orders here because you have an opportunity of running. So we're gonna be quasi an initiative, quasi not. Thanks to that amazing opening. Callus and Zanilla, with your passive perceptions, the two of you are able to spot in the carnage of the store where the survivors were, that old man, the one that had the hold on, the one that had the metal in the side. There is the fact that he is dead seems to perhaps maybe saved him from some of the other brutalities, but you would notice that there is a paper in his hand.
And how far is he from us?
I'm going to ask if someone would want to grab it and run for an athletics check.
Can I cast guidance on Alice?
If you want.
Yes, please. Guidance you.
So it's athletics to get there.
It'd be an athletics to get there, grab it quickly, and return to your companions. You grab the paper. You can't quite look at it right now, but you grab it, you run, and it's very little time that you lost.
All right.
As you all move quickly, running through the streets of Arlecha to get back, you have the guard with you. You need to get back quickly. I'm going to ask for stealth rolls here. To do so without catching the attention of any other of the undead.
I'm gonna wriggle time my snake back to me.
Sounds great.
That makes sense. I can't imagine the giant snake is particularly stealthy. But then neither am I really.
So
Got a net one.
I see that. As you run through, you are trying to keep stealthy, trying to keep quiet, but you can feel the attention that is drawn towards you. More undead. You are near the cathedral courtyard, but and Wolfrid, Morwender, Menrin, all there ready to help you get inside. They're right at the gates, ready to open them open. But you have a group of 10 zombies here that have followed you.
May I use the scroll of tidal wave?
Well, you know what? Yeah. Go for it.
EC 14 dexterity.
They're not very dexterous. It was very close to a natural 20. But that's an 8.
Okay, so they all take 18 points of bludgeoning damage, and they're knocked back, and it's knocked prone, not knocked back.
Well, prone is enough to get you guys into the doors as the 3 open the gates. When you are brought inside, you can see Luthi carrying one of Menrin's cleavers, covered in blood. Vraga and Drega embrace you all. It's not her blood. She's carrying the cleaver. But, no longer you are bound by initiative. You guys are able to, rest a little bit easier here. And the guard is safe as well, able to give what you've learned. As you are settling down, you would notice that timber knights and priests are gathering captives from the tombs. tethering them to makeshift poles of wood. Roll for me insight or religion checks. Everyone except for Anansi and Scrungle seem to think that perhaps these are being tethered in a way to make them sacrifices, some crude ritual to appease the gods, trying
No,
to abate the crisis.
No, absolutely no goblin way.
I go and give
No.
guidance over to Whack.
Hold on. There's other
Oh.
things that are happening here. Outrage is 100% allowed and
Oh, it's
called
happening.
for. But we do have some other things that are happening here. Callus, you have that crumbled note. You are able to look at that here, and you see that it is covered in all sorts of strange formulas and numbers, all sorts of herbs, substances that are written, and scribbled notes. The eyes are the pathway to the soul. The lustrous catalyst, and maybe a scratched out, is corrupted. It's next to it. Subject, survived, crossed out. Died, crossed out. Survived, question mark, crossed out. Died, crossed out, question mark, question mark, question mark. And Callus, you would notice something. As they are putting the captives up on these wooden poles, you spot the druid that you had seen before, that wood elf, hermit, that Walk had spoken of. And all of his tattoos, which notice the symbols match the formula that's on the crumpled note. And with Walk's cry of outrage, this is where our session must come to an end.
Oh my god, Faye!
So,
Okay, this is the bit where I'm angry at you.
I love my cliffhangers. So,
But crying out loud!
wait, you guys got all the information. We'll just have to work with that next session. So thank you to all of our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you guys in the next stream, but until then, head over to wildewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord if you want to play a game with us as well, or keep up to date with all of our announcements. If you want to catch our VODs, you can head over to our YouTube. But as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.